Angie? I was looking at that on video. Oh, it's on the right there.
panel, and I'm going to be inviting them on stage. But you know, before that, I have to ask you, I read this thing about you. What is a CBT and mindfulness coach? I thought was my wife. Don't say this to people, don't do that, be mindful of this. So, I mean, I want to know about all these things. We will talk about it. But before that, we have a very an auspicious panel. Some very respected people on this panel. We're going to talk to them, we're going to meet them, and I will introduce them one by one. So can you please put your hands together for very special guests who joined us this evening, the ex-DGP, Mr. D. Shivanandan. Can we have you here please amongst us? Good evening, sir. Thank you, welcome. And like I said, why do I feel happy? I'll tell you why I felt happy when I met him. Just look at this jacket, look at the inner layer. Oh ho! I mean, this red color, I was like, this is cool. This is too cool, right?
Nobody dared to strip a policeman. He is daring to do that. Okay, he has to pay a price for that. Tomorrow the newspaper he will read it.
Anything for publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. But welcome once again, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please take a seat. Okay, up next we have, and I've been, I spent most of the evening with her talking to her about how she does what she does. Shefali keeps talking about her. I love the neck piece that she's wearing. Put your hands together for Dr. Anjali Chhabria. Thank you so much. Like I said, I always look at the positives. I saw the neck piece, I said, lovely. I saw her hair, reminds me of my wife's hair, so I didn't like that. But apart from that, yeah, so thank you so much, and thank you for being with us. Please. Okay, up next, someone who, you know, I think it takes a lot, like I said, to be able to identify what is it that's troubling you, and then to overcome it. And we have someone very special with us this evening. He is a depression fighter. Yeah, I mean, that's what, but I just feel that it's not a depression fighter. I think he's a fighter like all of us. Yeah, we're all fighting at some level in our lives. And we have with us today, Mr. Shenoy, please, on stage. Mr. Pankaj Shenoy. वही मैंने देखा कि आप मुझे करेक्ट करेंगे कि नहीं. Very good. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Like I said, something. Please have a seat. Okay, and the last, my very special guest. I'm a big fan because, you know, all the media that you do, you're always under the eyes of the camera, of people, of fans. And you know, I think you really have to go through a lot. And I would like to ask her, what does she do to handle the stress that they go through? She's just such a fabulous lady. You know, I love her, not only for the acting that she does on television or her role in Big Boss and everything else, but I think if you follow her, and I follow her on Instagram, she's just one of the most positive, happiest people that you will ever meet. Put your hands together for Sumbul! Come, please have a seat. Oh, that's your seat. Great. Yes, of course. You want me to? I want to ask you all this. What is this CBD and all of that? CBT and mindfulness coach and some entrepreneur. I don't even know how to spell it. Is it EURERAR? That entrepreneur. So all of that. But really, tell me what inspired you. My first question is to you. What inspired you to write this book?
Well, to be really honest, 2020, the time of the pandemic, the lockdown, and Jaco Publishers got in touch with me, and they said that the numbers of depression in the country, in the world are alarming, and I was just pondering over the same at that point in time, and wondering as a psychiatrist, you know, what do we do about this? And I thought that a voice, as a single voice, changes one person, but when you write, it could reach many more. So I thought, let's just write. And it started off with a little quote, because I write quotes on Instagram. I blog, so I write articles, and then I said, let's think more and more and more, and then It became word, a thought to an idea to words to quotes to paragraphs to pages, and yeah, 336 pages. So
I added 20 pages to your
you did?
to your book. Yeah, I kept
because
saying
you take
300.
time to read,
Oh, of
so you
course.
might have thought it's 3,000 pages.
I just have to admit that I'm at this lovely place. I haven't read a single book in my life. That's a confession, apart from syllabus, of course. But yeah, but really, tell me, Dr. Shefali, and tell us why this name, why this title? Because I know a lot of people, when you're making a song, or when you're making a film, or when you're writing a book, or even when you're cooking something, the first thing always comes, yaar, isko kya naam dein? Did that take a little time, or was this just straight in front of your face and this came to you and you said, I need to?
It came out that we need a book on depression, but I didn't want the word depression because in the world today, the word depression has a very, very strong impact. And sadness and depression are just poles of the same spectrum. So you start out with a little sadness, which could move on to a more serious depression. So I thought we should not use the word depression. Sadness is something, I guarantee you, I bet my life, that everyone in this room either is someone or knows someone who has felt sad in their life. So I think this is a book for everyone. Everyone should read it and find a way to change their lives.
Thank you so much. Dr. Chhabri, I'm going to ask you the next question because it's a similar field. My two questions, the first one is, what do you think about cognizance or depression? There are clinics, there are people, there are therapists. How do you think a book will help solve that? Do you think that the power of book will help tackle such a serious issue?
So first of all, heartiest congratulations to this young girl who has written this book. Cognitive therapy is a very, very important. You know, when people say, I'm going for therapy. Now, what is actually happening there? Words which anyone can read anywhere. To answer your second question, you know, we may not have the resources, we may not have the time to go in and meet a therapist. But when you pick up a book like this, you can read it anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Not only that, you can also gift it to a friend, as we were just talking. You know, because sometimes people feel so scared and there's so much stigma attached to taking help. So even if they make the first step by reading a book and practicing a few things which you may read out of this book, it may change your life and somebody else's life.
Thank you very much. So guys, that is the message. This is the book, and I really hope that you pick it up, even if it's not for yourself. Just keep a copy. You know, like how we keep certain books at our home at all points of time. I think it's a ready reckoner. I think it's beautifully written. I think each one of us should have a book at home. Why do I feel so sad? And of course, when I write my book, why do I feel so happy? Please pick that up also. But yeah, this is it. This is fabulous. I know now. ये सब मुझे नहीं आता. Yesterday it took me that 45 minutes to open that wrapper of that melon thing. I know I'm terrible about these things. Mr. Shenoy, Mr. Prakash Shenoy, I'm getting the name right now. Absolutely. Now tell me, Mr. Shenoy, you know, you're here because you're a fighter, yeah, and you fought depression. So tell me, what is it that you have to go through to fight it? I'm sure all of us at some point, whether we admit it or not, we're going through a bad phase, we're going through a low phase. I think the most beautiful thing is that you're admitting it. And you know, sometimes we think of ourselves and then we look at what Sir has to go through, you know, on both sides of the coin, really. And just look at the smile on his face. So yes, he is happy. Come on, let's hear it for happiness. Yeah, let's hear it for happy people. और अब सुम्बुल जी, मैं आपका सबसे बड़ा फैन हूँ, इसलिए मैंने बोला लास्ट में आपसे मैं बातचीत करूँगा. ये आप, हाँ, मैंने पूछा था, मैंने फ़ोन किया था, मैंने पता किया कि कौन सा कलर. हाँ, इन्होंने खुद बताया, तो मैं जो भी क्लोजेस्ट मैं मैच करके आया. तो ये बताओ कि यार, दिस इज़ अगेन जिस तरह से द पुलिस वर्ल्ड एक दुनिया है जहाँ पे लोग ज़्यादातर ये बोलते हैं कि ये नहीं हुआ, ये गलत हुआ, ये हुआ. आप एज अ सेलिब्रिटी आपको भी इससे गुजरना पड़ता होगा, क्योंकि लोग आपको जब देखते हैं बड़े पर्दे पे या टीवी पे तो दे सी द ग्लैमर फैक्टर, बट दे डोंट नो कि इन अ पर्सनल लाइफ आपको क्या कुछ से गुजरना पड़ता है। तो जब आप सैड फील करती हैं तो आप उसको कैसे हैंडल करते हैं?
First of all,
क्योंकि लोगों के सामने आप नहीं कर सकती।
First of all, I really like that question. किसी ने आज तक इतना अच्छा सवाल नहीं पूछा मुझसे, बिकॉज इट इज़ फॉर अ फैक्ट दैट हम जब भी सेट पे जाते हैं शूट करने के लिए, एक रूल है, मतलब कहीं लिखा हुआ नहीं है, इंडस्ट्री का कुछ ऐसा रूल बुक नहीं है कि वहाँ पे एक रूल लिखा हुआ हो कि नो मैटर व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन योर पर्सनल लाइफ यू हैव टू शूट, बट एक अनकहा रूल होता है ये कि नो मैटर वॉट एवर इज हैपनिंग विद यू आर सैड, यू आर हैप्पी, you're living alone, you're living with a joint family, it doesn't matter, you just have to come on shoot, you have to shoot the whole day. And इतने कुछ दिन रहे हैं, एक्चुअली कुछ भी नहीं, बहुत सारे दिन ऐसे रहे हैं जब मैं पर्सनल लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा सैड रही हूँ, मोस्टली बिकॉज मैं बीच में 2 साल अकेले रहती थी, तो एंड देन जब मेरा शो चालू हुआ था तब फाइनेंशियली मुझे बहुत मुश्किलें आ रही थी, उसके बावजूद शूट भी करना पूरा दिन, देन आई हैड टू हैंडल द फाइनेंसेस ऑल्सो ऑल अलोन, सो इट वॉज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। एंड उसके बावजूद रोज़ रात को इतना हो गया था कि मैं सो ही नहीं पाती थी, इतनी एक्चुअली बहुत परेशान थी तब, पर उससे कहीं पे भी ये फर्क नहीं पड़ता था कि मैं नेक्स्ट डे शूट पे नहीं जाऊंगी। लेकिन जब लोग टीवी पे देखते थे, जब लोग इंस्टाग्राम पे देखते थे कि मैं पोस्ट डाल रही हूँ कि मेरे नए शो का प्रोमो आया है या एक नई फोटो आई है, तो दे आर ऑलवेज लाइक कि यार ये कितनी मतलब चुलबुली सी लड़की है, कितनी क्यूट सी है, कितनी मस्ती करती है, बट दे don't know that what I have been through, and I think not just me, I think हर एक प्रोफेशन में एंड पूरी दुनिया में कोई ऐसा इंसान नहीं होता है जो किसी भी एक रफ पैच से ना गुजरे कहीं ना कहीं, बिकॉज वो एक तरह से हमारे लिए लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंसेस हो जाते हैं। सो आई थिंक कि ऐसा सोचने में लगता होगा कि यार ये तो कितना खुशहाल इंसान है यार, कितना खुश रहता है पूरे टाइम, आई डोंट थिंक इट्स पॉसिबल।
ये प्रेशर नहीं होता कि हमेशा एक पब्लिक आय में, तुम हमेशा पब्लिक आय में रहती हो, गाड़ी से तुम उतरी नहीं, बल्कि अब तो गाड़ी में भी यू नो एवरीवनस काइंड ऑफ ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट कि किसके साथ बैठी हो, कैसी हो, क्या है, तो ये प्रेशर फील होता है कि हमेशा मुझे खुश ही रहना। बहुत बार ऐसे होता है, हम लोगों से मिलते हैं, यार पता है मैं उसको मिली थी वहाँ पे, उसने तो हाय भी नहीं बोली, वो तो आगे चली गई, उसने ऐसा किया, उसने मुड़ के भी नहीं देखा। अब जैसे यहाँ पे तुम किताबें देख रही थी, अब और कोई आता और तुम किताबों में मशरूफ थी और तुम नहीं रिएक्ट करती, तो फिर लोग कहते देखा यार बड़ी स्नॉब है, बड़ी है। तो is there a pressure to feel happy and positive in front of people all the time?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think a big round of applause for that, because we have to realize what everyone out here goes through. Yes.
I think कि मतलब मैं अभी भी, जैसे मुझे बिग बॉस के पहले इतना सोचना नहीं पड़ता था, अब मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा सोचना पड़ता है। तो मैं अगर कहीं पे भी अभी जाऊँ ना, तो कोई भी अगर फोटो खींचने के लिए आया, नाम लाइक कि नहीं अभी नहीं, तो 2 सेकंड के बाद मुझे बुरा लगने लग जाता है कि बाद में ये पता नहीं किसको अभी बोल देंगे कि मुझे ऐसा बिहेव किया, तो मैं कुछ जाके नहीं ले लो फोटो, अरे रोको मत ले लो फोटो, तो मेरा अभी वैसा कुछ हाल है।
अच्छा, ये बिग बॉस के बारे में बताओ, ये तो मतलब दैट मस्ट बी लाइक वन डेन ऑफ, पता नहीं वो क्या है, व्हाट इज दैट you know that animal called Big Boss, because you have to go through, वहाँ पे तो मैंने खुद सुना है कि काफ़ी डिप्रेशन, सैडनेस, बिकॉज आपको बहुत गेम्स खेले जाते हैं, तो हाउ डिड यू हैंडल इट इन Big Boss? Again, from a mental point of view, I just want to share it with everyone.
First of all, it was very difficult for me, to be honest. उस घर के अंदर मैं गई, इट वॉज ऑल लाइक कि यार सब नया, एक दिन जो फर्स्ट डे जब आके लोग एकदम प्यार से मिलते हैं, तो ऑडियंस को भी देखने में लगता होगा कि अच्छा पहला दिन है, अभी तुम लोग 1 हफ्ते में रुको, कौन किससे लड़ने वाला है वो हम लोग भी देखेंगे। तो फर्स्ट डे तो बड़ा कमाल का होता है, इतने प्यार से ओ माय गॉड आई एम दिस आई एम दैट, वो अलग चलता है। एंड देन जब लड़ाई झगड़े चालू होते हैं, तब आपको पता चलता है कि कौन सा इंसान किस हद तक जा सकता है लड़ने के उस पर, वो क्या शब्द बोल सकता है। एंड और वहाँ पे ना सच्ची बात ये है कि मैं अगर ट्रस्ट करती हूँ, आई एम लाइक कि मैं फिर आंखें बंद करके ट्रस्ट करती हूँ। और वहाँ पे मैं ये भूल गई थी कि वहाँ पे वो एक गेम चल रहा है, वहाँ पे जितने लोग आए हुए हैं सब उस गेम को जीतने के लिए आए हैं, और आप भरोसा नहीं कर सकते, यू नेवर नो, अगर आप कोई भी चीज़ किसी इंसान से शेयर करोगे, कल अगर उससे थोड़ी सी बहस हो जाए ना, वो सबके सामने वो सीधा आ जाएगी बात। So it was very difficult. Then I actually learned from that also कि भाई ऐसे भरोसा नहीं करने का बहुत गलत हो जाता है.
Wow, wow, really a big round of applause to the panelists. I think we're all here, and we're all here because we're here to launch this book. So I'd like to request everyone to please, how are we doing the launching of the book, the unveiling, the ribbon? You've already read it, or you've read it?
I've written it and then...
Acha, you've written? You've written it? Acha. Oh, chef, Dr. Shefali, Batra. Okay, can I request everyone to please rise and remove the ribbon? Ek minute, this is the camera moment. Keep all your cameras out, videos out, all of that.